I've been doing a little bit of Googling in relation to how organisations are approaching one of the 21st century's major trends, corporate wellness. I'm not actually sure that those two words go together because a corporation can't be well. A corporation is an accumulation of people, some of whom are in the right place, but most of whom are probably in the wrong place because of the way in which normal people use their normal crazy minds. But in doing my online research, I came across an article in Forbes magazine that explained what mindfulness is. This, bear in mind, is a leading business magazine, and it sums up mindfulness in a 2-paragraph article that comes to the conclusion that mindfulness is all about being, whereas thinking is all about doing. Now, if you think about the last video that we had in this series about thinking and the extent to which the useless thoughts rattling around our own head disable us from doing, you'll immediately understand that there's something wrong with that statement, that mindfulness is about being and thinking is about doing. But there's a more fundamental problem with that statement, and it goes to the heart of people's misunderstanding mindfulness. Pure mindfulness is about being. If you look at the definition of mindfulness, either the Buddhist definition or the definition from the University of Massachusetts Medical School, you will begin to understand why Forbes magazine says that mindfulness is about being. The definition goes that mindfulness is the deliberate paying of an unusual amount of attention to the reality of the present moment non-judgmentally. That is mindfulness. That is pure mindfulness. If you apply that pure mindfulness in the workplace, you're going to have people going around hugging the machinery on the production line rather than actually producing anything. Because pure mindfulness is about simply being in the moment and learning to be in the moment and training your mind to be in the moment. It's like going to a gym and getting on a treadmill so that you can run on the treadmill. But you train on the treadmill for some other purpose. You develop your mindfulness for some other purpose. Because if you don't, you might as well just go and hug trees or be a Buddhist monk. And most of us aren't paid to either hug trees or sit with our legs wrapped around our ears for hours on end. That is the problem with the popular understanding of mindfulness, which, one has to admit, has been gained by reading books that take mindfulness out of context. They assume that somewhere along the line normal crazy people will actually be able to say, well, I can take this pure mindfulness and apply it. Now, anybody I have ever met who has been on an 8-week standard mindfulness program hasn't put those two and two together. Unfortunately, most people don't understand that once I'm mindful, I have to apply my mindfulness, I have to point my mindful mind in the right direction. I have to have a purpose, I have to have goals and objectives, I have to know why I got out of bed this morning and what I'm trying to achieve and why. Therefore, pure mindfulness is a means of developing your mind, but not a means of doing what you need to do to get to where you want to go. That is applied mindfulness or purposeful mindfulness. I've often talked in these videos about the simplicity of the 2-piece jigsaw, purpose and mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to pay attention to the reality of the here and now. That ability is so important because without it, I'll pay attention to the thoughts in my own head and think I'm paying attention to the here and now, but in fact be paying attention to my own version of reality. Goals or purpose is the second piece of that jigsaw. The two of them together mean that I can apply my focused mind to do what I need to do to get to where I want to go. Purpose is where I want to go, the why. We need to put the two together. Until the two are put together, and understood by the Harvards and Forbes and business at large, mindfulness will just be another one of these good ideas that doesn't add to the bottom line. I know, however, and my clients know, that not only does purposeful mindfulness add to the bottom line, it ensures that everybody in the organisation is experiencing that wellness that I started this video by talking about.